Did you see Hallmark release their 2025 Countdown to Christmas schedule? And it is shocking. It is more about what isn't there than what is, because there's a lot missing from this year we have come to expect from Hallmark each holiday season. Stick with me because I'm going to break down everything that we know so far. I know we normally talk about mysteries, but it's the season, right? So let's get to it. First and foremost, there are only 25 movies this year, and it kicks off on Saturday, October 18th. They are all condensed on Hallmark Channel, basically just Saturdays and Sundays, whereas before it was always Thursday through Sunday. So what's going on Fridays? Well, on Fridays they're going to be airing the series, which were all over on the streaming last year. First up is Mistletoe Murders, starring Sarah Drew, Peter Mooney, and Sierra Marilyn Riley, which was on Hallmark Plus last year. This is the season 1. I think it is the best programming that Hallmark has ever done. It is a perfect cozy mystery that is fun, has great characters, fantastic writing, a charming setting, and stellar performances across the board. I loved Providence Falls, but trust me, Mistletoe Murders is better. There are 3 mysteries broken up in 2 episodes that will air back to back starting on October 17th. Then, on November 7th, we get season 2. I could not be more excited. I have literally been waiting all year for this. Finally, starting on December 5th, we get 12 Dates Till Christmas. This starts Mae Whitman, Mary McDonnell, Jane Seymour. This 6-part series is based on the book by Jenny Bayliss. This sounds like a delightful tale set in Ireland with a really strong cast. My take is the series are going to be the winners this season. Clearly, I love holiday movies like everyone else. That's why we're doing this. While I thought 41 movies they had last year was too many, I mean, it seemed like they wanted to favor quantity over quality. I also think 25 is a tad light. I would have loved to see around 30 or 31 movies this year. To me, that's the perfect balance. So what does this all mean? Well, your weekends will be full of festive fun, the series sounds spectacular, but you may be itching for just a little more. And Miracles of Christmas, which aired on Hallmark Mysteries, which gave us more drama-focused movies that were a little deeper and emotional, it's no more. In fact, I predicted a couple months ago that Hallmark Mystery Channel was destined for demise. Well, this pretty much seals that fate. As most of you have realized, the last few mysteries premiered on Hallmark Channel, which was a good indication of its plans for Mystery Channel. But totally abandoning the station during the holidays is pretty much the final nail in the coffin. So the takeaway, if you're hoping for a little dramatic tearjerker on Hallmark Mysteries this season, it's not going to happen. And what about Hallmark Plus? Last year we had Mistletoe Murders, Holidays, those rapping movies, which kind of were crappy, but whatever. The Cherry Lane movies. This year, zilch. The series have all moved over to Friday nights on Hallmark Channel, and the extra movies, they're just not happening. The takeaway here for Plus, I think it's safe to say that it has been relegated to a pure repository of movies that premiere on the linear channel and then on Plus the next day. Don't expect it to be a place for original content anymore. It's essentially the same thing as old Hallmark Now was. Nothing new. So we're getting the sequel that nobody asked for with Holiday Touchdown, A Bill's Love Story. Now this does have Holland Roden, which is a positive, but last year's Chief movie was all hype and no substance, I think. I'm pretty sure the hit of the year will be A Grand Ole Opry Christmas with heavy hitters Nikki, DeLoach, and Kristoffer Polaha. It also has a bunch of cameos by country artists. I probably won't like it, but you probably will. Another contender for Flick of the Year is Christmas Above Clouds, which reunites Tyler Hynes and Erin Krakow, who famously starred in It Was Always You. The season ends with what looks like an LGBTQ story, The Christmas Baby. The Hallmark plays it safe and doesn't come right out and say it, but hey, who wants labels? It stars Ali Liebert, Catherine Burrell, and Barbara Niven. So I think every year there will be some great movies, a few duds, and one or two that will totally exceed expectations and surprise us. I'll be previewing all the movies individually over the next couple of weeks, so make sure you subscribe and have those notifications turned on. Okay, so let's talk about what is missing this year. Alison Sweeney. I mean, is it even countdown to Christmas if we don't have a movie with her? But she isn't the only one missing. Just a few of the notable Hallmark stars you won't be seeing this holiday season are Bethany Joy Lenz and Victor Webster. But here's my little conspiracy theory. I'm wondering if Hallmark is quietly aging him out of rom-coms. And speaking of silently retiring a Hallmark legend, when was the last time we saw Brennan Elliott? Well, it's not going to be this Christmas. No Cindy Busby? That is a shot to my heart. I love Cindy Busby. I may need a double shot of peppermint cocoa to get me through this holiday season. And Taylor Cole is nowhere to be found. I finally get her on the podcast and then she disappears on me. I mean, come on. She is on my Mount Rushmore, for God's sake. I need some Taylor Cole this and every holiday season. Neither Kevin McGarry nor Chris McNally is appearing this year, so I'm sure the Hardys will be storming the Hallmark castle this fall. The list goes on and on. Some of these are a result of fewer movies, meaning fewer roles, and some like Elliott or Webster, I think those are strategic omissions. But all is not lost. There are still plenty of your favorites. We get the Queen herself, Lacey Chabert. Hot off Providence Falls, both Niall Matter and Evan Roderick are in movies. Wes Brown returns, as do both Sister Sleuths, Hunter King and Rhiannon Fish. And of course, everyone's favorite gal pal, Kimberly Sustad, is going to be here. We're also getting a healthy dose of Andrew Walker, Tyler Hynes, and Paul Campbell, who each get 2 flicks. They're once again paired up for the 3rd installment of Three Wiser Men, and each also stars in their own movie. Personally, I would have liked to see them do what Haul Out the Holly did and focus on a different season of the year. Haul Out the Holly 3 is focusing on Halloween instead of Christmas, which I think is absolutely brilliant. Now, wouldn't it have been fun to see the boys tell, like, I don't know, a Valentine's Day story? Or better yet, wouldn't a summer vacation romp be hilarious? That would freshen up the series in my opinion, because I'll be honest, I have doubts about this one. So in recap, Hallmark may be trimming the roster, but they've kept enough of the heavy hitters to keep us cozy this holiday season. One of the great things about Countdown to Christmas has always been introducing us to new faces. Remember when we met Kim Matula in The Ghost of Christmas Always? Pure delight. Rachel Scarsden in The Royal Nanny? I hate royal movies, and she won me over in that one. Emily Tennant was wonderful in Holiday Hotline, but don't expect these surprises this year. We just aren't getting many new faces at all. Also, don't expect a lot of diversity. Back in 2023, Hallmark swung big with premiering movies that had Asian casts, focused on Kwanzaa, and had a bunch of stories that aren't apple pie and Chevrolet America. It was fun getting introduced to other cultures' holiday traditions that I didn't really know about. But it isn't just the stories of color and diversity that we won't be getting this year. There's also not a Dayspring movie. The Dayspring movies are the ones that lean into Christianity a lot heavier. We aren't even getting that. Instead, this year's stories are all generic, safe, middle-of-the-road stories and casts. It's like 2 years ago, Hallmark served us Bananas Foster with a side of creme brulee, and this year we're getting 3 scoops of vanilla ice cream. And now, my last regret of 2025 lineup. There is no Hanukkah movie. Sure, they have Oi to the World with Brooke D'Orsay, but that isn't an actual Hanukkah movie. This is a check-the-box movie. It deals with a church and a synagogue that have to celebrate the holidays together. Don't get me wrong, I adore Brooke, but this is a diluted attempt at providing a true Hanukkah experience. The last couple of years, the Hanukkah movies have been some of the best of the season. Hanukkah and Rye, Hanukkah and Rocks, they were both top 10 holiday movies. And round, it wasn't just the best movie of the 2023 holiday season, it was the best movie of the year and even catapulted it into one of the best all-time Hallmark movies. It was that good. One thing you can always say is that Hallmark knows how to make a Hanukkah movie. Well, they knew how. So if you want some diversity in your holiday movies, this year's Countdown to Christmas isn't going to deliver that. If Hallmark Christmas movies are part of your holiday tradition, hit subscribe because over the next couple of weeks, I'll be sharing in-depth previews of each of this year's Countdown to Christmas movies, as well as insights into the series. I will also be spilling the tea on any news or behind-the-scenes gossip that comes my way. I want to hear from you. What do you think of this year's lineup? Did Hallmark get it right, or is 2025 a big miss? Let me know in the comments, and happy holidays. This podcast was created by fans for fans and is not affiliated with or sponsored by Hallmark or the Hallmark Channel.